Welcome to John Kleis Car Audio's YouTube channel. Behind me is this rather nice example of a VW Transporter T5.1 camper converted by the customer themselves, where we have had it in because the customer wanted to sort out the god-awful sound coming from the speaker doors, probably blown speakers or perished speakers, and also wanted to upgrade the stereo in the dash, for example the mammoth Kenwood 10-inch. But let's go through the Kenwood unit. Now, we've discussed that the customer wants it slightly higher position. Sorry, my focus is going out because of the black screen, I guess. Our customer asked for it to be higher up rather than lower down, so gain access to a little storage pocket below. This screen you can actually tilt forward and back depending on what you want. Now, that's extremely important because on Transporters, they do suffer from a bit of glare issue on these vehicles. And yes, we put a VW logo, startup logo on, so it looks more in keeping with the vehicle when you turn it on. Yeah, so if you've got glare issues, you want the screen flatter because of the rake of the dashboard. Or you can have it further up, it's entirely up to you. You can have the screen mounted lower down if you prefer, but the customer asked us to have it in this position in particular. Now, this is a DMX9724XDS, which is a cracking 10-inch high-res HD screen, and it's got wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and DAB radio, as well as a load of other features that you may or may not use, like HDMI in, for example. If we get my phone connected first, I'm going to show you, actually let's show you DAB first. So DAB radio, quite self-explanatory, it's digital radio. You can push the magnifying glass, and then the customer's now got access to all these channels on DAB. So for example, let's listen to LBC. And then what I can do is I can then push and hold a preset and just store it just like that. Now, what you may notice is it has a rotary volume dial. Who doesn't love a good knob? It is extremely easy to turn the volume up and down on this, especially for this customer who doesn't have steering wheel controls. So the last thing we do is trying to find a button to turn it up and down quickly when you can just rotate it as quickly as that. It's a very, very good option, that is. So what I'll do is I'm going to get my phone connected next and show you Apple CarPlay. So I'm going to touch the phone symbol and make it visible. And I'm going to go to my phone. And I'm going to grab my phone and show you how to do this. I'm going to do this live, see how well this works. So go to Bluetooth, scroll down to new devices, and then hopefully it'll appear down here. If it doesn't, I need to turn Bluetooth off and on because the iPhone 17 is about as useful as an underwater hairdryer. So I'm going to turn it on, turn it back on again, and then wait for it to appear at the bottom just like so. See, told you, iPhone 17, terrible phone. Pair, allow, and then go yes on here. And then the phone's going to say, do you want to do CarPlay? And all you do is you just say yes. And then say yes on the screen where it says, do you want to enable CarPlay? And let it do its handshake. Your phone can just be, well, just be yeeted over there onto the seat. And then now we've got Apple CarPlay on the screen working all through the touch screen. So now I can navigate through all my favourites. I can have split screen. And because it's a big screen, having Navi on the right with your music and like calendar on the left is actually acceptable. Otherwise, if you want a big screen, you've got a big navigation screen here. And now we've got access to Apple Maps, Google Maps, TomTom navigation maps, YouTube music, Waze navigation. You can use Spotify and Deezer if you use them as well, but I'm more of a YouTube music and a Tidal fan. But Tidal's very similar to Spotify in respects you can go through all your favourite music, your playlists, and go through all your playlists just like so. When you've chosen the one you want, select yes. Nothing wrong with a bit of country music. And it'll start playing just like that. It's a cracking unit, HD screen. It is my favourite, which is probably why I've got this in my wife's car. Extremely easy to use as well. I absolutely rate it very highly. I think did we fit a reverse camera on this? I think we did. Let me just check. So if I put it in reverse. Oh, we did indeed. We also installed a reverse camera on this as well. So that will automatically come up when you put it in reverse on a big screen. This is a normal resolution reverse camera, but Ken would do a HD reverse camera. This screen supports, which is outstandingly good. You can even see stones on the floor. It's that good, but this is a normal res screen. But as you can see, it gives you enough image to see whatsoever, and you can turn the guidelines off and on as well. If you had steering wheel controls, they would still work, by the way. And then what we've also done is in the blank there, we've actually flushed a USB-C into the blank for the customer. Although the Kenwood does come with an adapter to convert it to A as well, but you might as well use USB-C because it's faster to charge it and it's quicker as well. In the glove box, we've also routed a HDMI into the glove box and also put a power supply, which you can see there, USB. The reason we've done that is so the customer can plug an Amazon Firestick into the glove box and power it, because you need power for an Amazon Firestick, and just watch Netflix on here. Obviously, when you're parked up with your handbrake on, because otherwise it would be illegal. Yeah, you could literally put an Amazon Firestick in here and watch TV when you're, sat waiting to maybe enter a campsite or something, for example, one of those scenarios. But yeah, this is a DMX9720. This is a Transporter T5.1, and this is probably one of the best solutions available right now. This is Connor, John Kleis, signing off. See you soon. Ciao.